this video, we will talk about the calibration block and how to add your own antenna data. In a previous video, we looked at the antennas and amplifiers that are already available in the calibration block as built-in choices. All of those default entries are Aaronia products. If you have your own antenna or your own amplifiers, the question is, how can you add their data to the calibration block so they appear in the RTSA Suite Pro GUI alongside the Aaronia entries? The first step is to install the separate software that includes the calibration editor. This tool lets you start from an existing antenna profile and then adapt it to match your antenna's gain curve. When you open the calibration editor GUI, you see several tabs: preamplifier, cables, attenuators, and antennas. In this video, we will concentrate on antennas, but the process for creating a custom preamplifier or attenuator profile is very similar. Begin by choosing an antenna in the editor that covers the frequency range you care about. When you select an antenna, a table appears showing frequency in megahertz and antenna gain in dBi. We now export this table to the hard drive in CSV format so it can be edited. For example, save it as test_antenna.csv. This CSV file contains the original calibration data for the Aaronia model you selected. Next, open that CSV file in a text editor. You will see columns for frequency in megahertz and gain in dBi, separated by semicolons. You can then adjust the frequency points and gain values to match your own antenna's measured response. When you have finished editing, save the file under a new name, such as test_antenna_edit.csv. After saving the edited CSV, return to the calibration editor and import it back into the software. Choose to import as CSV with semicolons, select the edited file, and confirm. When prompted, set the instrument type to antenna. Give the antenna a label, for example, test_antenna, and click OK. Your custom antenna now appears in the antenna list with the calibration values you just edited. At this point, the antenna profile still exists only inside the calibration editor. To make it available to RTSA Suite Pro, export the data again, but this time as an MCS calibration profile with a .cal data extension. Save it with a name such as test_antenna.cal data. The last step is to copy that .cal data file into the RTSA calibration directory. After you reboot the RTSA software, you will be able to choose your antenna or amplifier profile inside the calibration block. Let's walk through these steps directly in the GUI. Open the MCS software that you use for calibration data. Go to Extras and select Calibration Editor. In the Calibration Editor, switch to the Antenna tab. Here, you see the list of antennas. For example, select the Hyperlog 3080. When you select this antenna, you see its frequency response and gain curve. The Hyperlog is nicely calibrated in 10 MHz steps with corresponding dBi values. Export this profile initially as test_antenna.csv. Confirm any overwrite prompt and ensure the export is in megahertz. You now have test_antenna.csv available for editing. Open test_antenna.csv in your editor and examine the values. These are the original data points from the Hyperlog 3080. Your own antenna is probably a bit different, so you may remove or add frequency points as needed. The exact number of points does not matter, as long as you keep the frequency semicolon gain format. Once the edited values reflect the frequency response of your antenna, save the file. Here we simply call it edit. For example, test_antenna_edit.csv. You then have both the original Aaronia file and the edited file that holds your data, still in CSV format. Save and confirm any overwrite prompt if needed. Now import this edited file back into the calibration editor. Select CSV with semicolons, choose the file you just edited, and open it. When asked where the data should go, choose the antenna column. Enter a name such as test_antenna and click OK. Scroll down in the antenna list. You will now see test_antenna with your values. You can see that some frequency ranges have been modified or removed. Overall, this profile now represents the frequency response of your antenna. To make it recognizable by RTSA Suite Pro, export the data once more in the format RTSA uses. Choose MCS Calibration Profile and save as test_antenna.caldata. After saving, you have finished generating a calibration profile that RTSA Suite Pro can use. Now remember the final steps. It is very important to copy the .cal data file into the correct directory under the RTSA Suite Pro installation into the calibration/antenna folder, and then reboot the software. After the reboot, open the calibration block in the RTSA GUI. In the antenna dropdown, you should now see your custom test_antenna entry listed among the Aaronia defaults. Selecting it shows the frequency response of your antenna inside the calibration block. For more information, check out our other videos on our YouTube page or visit aaroniausa.com. And if you have ideas for other videos you'd like to see, leave us a comment below.